No Tech 9, cause now the new music sounds strange. Big city dreams, but a small town kid. I had to take a chance, had to do what I did. Yes, I had to fucking try, I don't even know why, but I really had faith that I'ma do it big. Now Team Henny, yeah, I promise that's a crew. Been trying to change the world, hope the message get through. Yes, you've been down from the start, so I love you in my heart. So if it's the last thing you do, just put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And if you're trying to live a dream, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Living life, wanna know what it means. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And if you're riding with the team, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yo, started with a vision, now I hope they all see that money buys things, but love is all free. I went and put mass on my back, west side to be exact. Now I'm up like I'm drinking coffee. I had to feel lost just so I could find my purpose. Memories are priceless and prices are worthless. Realized every single one on this earth is rich when you have something that they can't purchase. Speaking for the people who ain't even got a voice. I know it feels sometimes you ain't got a choice. Yeah, now you feel stressed, but realize you're really blessed. And this is just a testing, you can rejoice. Yes, Team Henny, yeah, I promise that's a crew. Been trying to change the world, hope the message get through. Yes, you've been down from the start, so I love you in my heart. So if it's the last thing you do, just put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. They don't understand. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Cause they wanna make it land. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But I still never ran. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Put your hands up. Promise you won't let me go. Put your hands up. Going where they never go. Put your hands up. Promise you won't let me go. Put your hands up. Going where they never go. Put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go. Put your hands up to the sky. Promise you won't let me go. We don't got, we multiply. Going where they never go.
When you game with Alienware, you have the freedom to be anyone. Whether it's a smooth-sounding narrator or the galaxy's most feared warrior, and the freedom to go anywhere in merely an instant. So no matter who you choose to be or where you choose to go, Alienware empowers you to defy boundaries and find freedom. Elevate your gameplay with the new Alienware X-Series laptops with 11th-gen Intel Core processors. Defy boundaries and start gaming now at Alienware.com.
Making paper like Michael, I'm feeling like a boss. Never took a break, not Rachel and Ross. They've been too biased, they can get crossed. 815, now it's time to get lost. Henny in your system, a system like Dennis. Yes, I found a lane like my last name, Bennis. Going Bill 9, so they can't deny. Yes, I've been cooking in the lab like a chemist. Hate it or love it, but I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh yeah. A legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say. Everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if y'all ain't got nowhere to go, just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit sit back, enjoy. And I ain't got shame, that's just me being frank. I invested in myself like a shark, no tank. I made it through the weeds like Nancy, no dank. To the day I get a Grammy saying who I wanna thank. If y'all ain't talking dope, then y'all ain't saying nothing like Maggie. Redefining hip hop, the tracks are still swaggy. Thought I cooled off, thought you had me, but my
Motherfucker.
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me, I thought he was a con artist.
No,
just based off his look.
They're edgy.
Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR, Gonzo'S Sports Room, Friday, October 8th, 2021. Hope everybody's having a great Friday, getting ready for this weekend. If you're a sports fan, it's a big weekend in sports. Got a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk about a lot of that today. Jump into some NFL stuff. So, all right. See what okay, we're looking good there. All right. No, we got a big sports weekend. We got MLB playoffs going on tonight. Got four baseball games today. Have baseball games going on tomorrow. Plus tomorrow you got full slate of college football. Then you also have a UFC fight night, Dern versus Rodriguez. It's an afternoon UFC. Prelims at 1, main card at 4. Then tomorrow evening you have a BKFC, Riggs versus Gillard. That starts at prelims at 8, main card at 9. And then you also have Wilder versus Fury 3 tomorrow night. Main card for that starts at 9. We will be doing a live watch along and reaction to the UFC fight night, Dern versus Rodriguez. We'll be live at 3 o'clock for that. Main card starts at 4. And then we'll also be doing a live watch along for the BKFC and the Wilder versus Fury tomorrow evening. We'll be live at 8 p.m. for start for those two events. So join us tomorrow. Going to be a busy day in sports. Like I said, we'll be live pretty much most of the day tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll be live pretty much the whole day tomorrow. So come join us. Also, don't forget, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Come join us. We're giving out winners. I was 2-0 on my picks last night. The night before, I was 1-1 on my Major League Baseball picks. The day before that, I was 2-0. Last night, I had the NFL game right. And I had one of the baseball games right. I didn't get the other picks out there before they started. But I gave out picks this morning on the Easy Money, a sports betting show. I'll give those picks out again on this show, but you can also find those picks on our social media page. Make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. I post all of the show information on there. I post our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show on there. Make sure you go check those out. We're giving out winners. Also, you can find GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Also, we now have merch. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. We have hats, hoodies, T-shirts. We're just releasing beanies because it's starting to get cool outside. You can see some of our shirts over here. We have the Easy Money sports betting shirt hanging up. We have a GWR Gonzo Wrestling Room shirt hanging up. There's the Steve is Missing shirts on there, so go check that out. There's also a donation page set up at that same link if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd appreciate that as well. Also, if you are interested in the GWR shirts, we have some of those on hand. If you don't want to order online, we have some on hand. Just get a hold of myself, Eric, or Steve, and we can get you those shirts. Those shirts are $20 a piece. So just let us know, we can get you one. But all right, let's jump into some sports. First thing I want to talk about, let's talk about last night's NFL Thursday night football game. You had the Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Give me 1 second here. I'm getting everything. There we go. You had the Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams won 26-17. Russell Wilson hurt his hand. They're saying maybe a dislocated finger on his throwing hand. It looked broke, but he missed the fourth quarter due to that. We'll get more information on that as it comes out. But the Rams offense looked good last night. Matt Stafford was 25 for 37 for 365 yards. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rams were able to run the ball good. Henderson had 17 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. Sonny Michel had 11 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. Robert Woods led the receiving corps with 12 receptions for 150 yards. He was averaging 12 and a half yards a carry. So Rams offense looked good. Russell Wilson didn't have a bad game. I mean, he was 11 for 16 for 152 yards, 1 touchdown, one interception when he had to come out. Smith came in for him. He was 10 for 17 with 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Again, they couldn't get a whole lot going on the ground in the rushing game, or in the running game, I should say. But I mean, one thing that really hurt Seattle too, I'm not gonna lie, was, hey, you didn't have your quarterback for the whole fourth quarter. So I mean, that's big. If you look at the team stats, though, the Rams had 476 yards of total offense. Seattle had 354 yards of total offense. The Rams had 358 passing yards to Seattle's 262. Rams had 118 rushing yards to Seattle's 92. Rams averaged 7.1 yards a play, and Seattle averaged 5.9 yards a play. I mean, you look at the thing, you can just tell the Rams controlled the game. Rams had the ball 33 minutes to Seattle's 27 minutes. But like I said, Seattle's 2-3 now. They got to figure out their defense. Their defense has allowed 450 or more yards of total offense in 4 straight games now. That's tied for the longest streak in NFL history. If Seattle don't fix their defense, it's not going to matter how much Russell Wilson cooks or whatever you want to call it. Because if you keep giving up over 450 yards of total offense, for one, Wilson's not going to be on the field long enough to do damage, and for two, your defense is going to get wore out, and you're going to lose games. That's what's happening. The Rams got back on track after losing. The Rams are 4-1. Seattle's 2-3. This is a tough division because you have 49ers in this division as well, who I believe are 2-2 right now. You have the Cardinals, who are looking tough. So I mean, this is a tough division here. The Rams got a big win. Seattle, for one, they got to hope that Wilson's not hurt, his finger's not hurt too bad, and he'll be able to be back here, hopefully, and play next week. Good thing, one thing for them, they have a little extra time since they played on Thursday, so they get a few extra. He'll have a few extra days to heal up, so that could help him. But I mean, they have to have Wilson. All right. All right, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night this week. As you can tell from behind us, we're big Colts fans around here. Colts are 1-3. Going to be playing the Ravens, who are 3-1. Colts have some stuff they need. I mean, Colts defense has to start playing. That's one thing. a lot of people want to say, "Oh, Carson Wentz hasn't won a game until he won that one last week. Well, won a game for." Well, it hasn't all been his fault either, because the Colts could very easily have a better record than they do. Wentz has played pretty good. Hell, he played one game when he couldn't even fucking move. Our big problem has been our offensive line hasn't performed like it did last year. Some of that's due to Quentin Nelson being out, and then our defense hasn't played as near as well as they did last year either. I think the Colts are going to surprise some people, and they're going to go into Baltimore on Monday night and win this game. Colts coming off their first win of the season. Hopefully now they got some momentum, and we can carry that momentum into this Ravens game. But the Colts have to get their offensive line has to get playing better. What I think is hurting the Colts the most right now, and is they can't score touchdowns in the red zone, and the reason for that, and reason I think that is because they don't have a number one. They don't have a number one receiver. Hilton's out, so now you have Pittman, who is in his second year. You have Pascal. These guys, the defense don't have one player they have to key on and worry about. All the defense has to work. The defense can play more zone coverage and cover everybody. They don't have to worry about doubling the guy or any of that. Colts are missing the number one weapon bad right now. They need to get. Hopefully that helps when Hilton comes back. But Hilton didn't have a real big season last year. Hopefully with Wentz he'll have a better season this year, because that's one thing Wentz can do better than Rivers could do last year, is throw the ball down the field. But Wentz hasn't played bad. But we gotta get the defense on. We gotta get the defense playing better. But I mean, Wentz hasn't looked bad. Let's see. Like I said, the Colts defense has to step up. And it's going to be a tough assignment stepping up against Lamar Jackson, because the threat of the run. And he can throw the ball too, but the threat of his run can mess with the defense. But, I mean, our defensive backs, our cornerbacks haven't played real great this year. We have to start getting to the quarterback, putting pressure on. We haven't been able to do that consistently. So hopefully the Colts can get it turned around this week against the Ravens, or not get it turned around, can build on that win last week. I think Carson Wentz will have a big game this Monday night. It's going to be looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Real fun game to watch. All right, we're going to take a short break, then we're going to come back. We're going to talk some more NFL. Also going to talk some college football. We'll talk some UFC. And we're going to also talk Fury versus Wilder 3, which is tomorrow night. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Enjoy this clip off our YouTube page, and we'll be back in just a few.
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit. Chris's back is messed up. Bro, he just got lit up. I didn't go down there. I ain't going down there, bro.
I just haven't bought into all the Jake Paul hype yet. I think he's a good boxer. Do I think he's a high level? It could compete with like professional boxers? No. Has he fought? Has he fought a pure striker or a pure boxer to where he could prove that he can box with at a pro level? Not yet. Tyron Woodley's going to be the best striker he's fought. Tyron Woodley ain't a boxer, but Tyron Woodley's going to be the best pure striker that Woodley's fought so far. He fought an NBA player that was coming in with his head down and not even looking where he was throwing. Then he fought Ben Askren. I'm a big Ben Askren fan. Ben Askren ain't known for his striking. I don't know why Ben Askren even thought he was going to get there and box. Ben Askren beat people by taking them down, holding them down, and pounding them somewhere they're on the ground. He wasn't known at all for his striking ability on his feet. Yeah, you can't take it away from him. Jake Paul, he's looked good in them fights. I think Woodley's going to be the toughest fight he's had so far, just because I think Woodley's the best striker he's fought. But I'd like to see him fight a boxer. You don't even have to be a top-level boxer yet. Fight a mid-level boxer everybody knows. See how it goes. If it goes good, move up in competition. But I'm not saying jump in against like Floyd Mayweather or somebody like that. Your first time fighting a professional boxer. You don't have to do that, but just fight somebody that's a boxer, not an NBA player, not a wrestler. Now you're fighting an MMA guy that, hey, can strike. I think Woodley's going to knock Paul's head off. I think Woodley is going to have too much power for him. I think Woodley has enough striking that he's going to be able to compete with him. I don't think Jake Paul's going to beat Woodley, but I'm not going to lie. I'm interested in seeing it on it's next Sunday night. Coon Dog's in the house. Just the Coon Dog have another trick up his sleeve like he did earlier.
He always does.
Who is this? Who has the balls? Who has the balls to interrupt the Coon Dog? Can you tell me that, Steve? Who has the balls? Who the hell is this? He don't look like the king. He looks like I think he kind of looks like a Trump.
Who is this guy?
Why his son's in a tux?
What is going on here? Do I need to go down there and help the Coon Dog out?
I'm thinking so.
I'll go down there and I'll give him a big elbow. He said he's a king, but he don't look like a king to me.
What kind of king is this?
The burger.
Wanna be Stone Cold?
So you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say. Everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if you ain't got nowhere to go, just sit back, enjoy the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, Friday, October 8th, 2021. Hope everybody's having a good Friday, getting ready for the weekend. We just got done talking about the Rams beating Seattle last night, and about Seattle's defense. If they don't pick up their defense, they're going to be in trouble. I don't care how much Wilson cooks. Plus, Wilson hurt his hand and missed the fourth quarter of that game. Then we talked about the Colts playing the Ravens on Monday Night Football. I think the Colts are going to get a big win this Monday night. All right, now we're going to jump into a big college game that's going on tomorrow, and then we'll jump into my Week 5 power rankings for the NFL. Big game tomorrow. You have Iowa against Penn State. This marks the first time in a long time that two Big Ten teams ranked in the top 5 play each other. Both these teams have real good defenses. Iowa's leading the nation in turnovers with I think 16. But Penn State's not far behind. These two teams are both ranked like number 2 and 3 in the nation, and they have decent offense. This is going to be should be a fun game to watch. One thing that's been a surprise for Penn State's been their quarterback play. Clifford coming in to start was going to be was a question mark. A lot of people thought he might be one of the weakest parts of the team, but he's played real well, been really efficient, and Penn State's offenses look pretty good. But yeah, this game to me is a coin flip. It's just going to depend on whose offense can get going. I mean, Iowa's offense if they can put together some long scoring drives, it's going to help them a lot. Also think that how's Clifford going to play on the road? He struggled on the road against Wisconsin, and the Iowa defense is just as strong as Wisconsin. So I lean toward Penn State in this game, just because at the plus 2.5, I think this is going to be a real good game. But this could be a top game of defenses. Both these teams have national. I mean, they have college playoff aspirations, and they need to win this game to keep them alive. So this will be a fun game to watch. But man, it's going it's going to depend on whose offense can get going against these top ranked defenses. All right, let's jump back over the NFL. We'll go through my NFL power rankings for Week 5. All right, my NFL power rankings for Week 5. I've done 20 teams again. Okay, in my Week 5 NFL power rankings, number 20, the New England Patriots. Their offense just hasn't showed enough to me where they can compete with the top teams. Their defense is decent. They just traded away Gilmore, who was eligible to come back, I think, next week, which was kind of strange, but that was more of to free up some cap space because they're wanting to re-sign Collins. But I just don't think. Don't get me wrong. Mac Jones has been playing decent, especially been playing real well for a rookie quarterback. But I just don't think they're can score enough points to hang with the top teams in the AFC. At number 19, I have the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings defense. If their defense can step up, Vikings could give teams a lot of trouble. Their offense is playing pretty good. Cousins has quietly been having a good season. You haven't heard a whole lot of people talking about him or the Vikings, which I think they like it that way. I have the Vikings at number 19. At number 18 in my Week 5 power rankings, I have the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have been a weird team. One game they look like they might be the best team in the NFL. Next game they look like they might be the worst. I don't think they're either. I think they're somewhere in between. But I have the Saints at 18. At number 17, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals, if their defense can keep improving, offensive line has played better the last couple games. They're going to start being a tough out for teams. Joe Burrow's a dude, and him and Jamar Chase have an unbelievable connection. If that defense can keep improving, Cincinnati is going to be a tough out for teams as the season goes on. At number 16, I have the Denver Broncos. They need to get Bridgewater back healthy. They got thumped by the Ravens pretty good last week, but everybody has a bad week here now and then. I still think the Broncos are a good team, especially with Bridgewater playing well, and they don't turn the ball over much, and they got a good defense. So I have the Broncos at number 16. At number 15, I have the Tennessee Titans. I know they've had an up and down season. They've kind of played a lot like the Saints. One game they'll look tough, the other game they look like crap. They should have had another loss because the Colts should have beaten them earlier in the year as well. But I have them at 15 right now, and I think they can move up because they have a running game. They have a good quarterback. The defense just has to tighten up. Number 14, I have the Indianapolis Colts. I know the Colts are 1-3. I think the Colts are a better team than 1-3. They had a tough first 5 games. Well, first 4 games. The 5th game will be this Monday. They could have very easily been 3-1 instead of 1-3. I think the Colts are going to get figured out. Defense will start playing better. Offensive line will get healthy, and Carson Wentz hopefully will get healthy with his ankles and be able to move even better. So I have the Colts at 14. At number 13, I have the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are a surprise team to a lot of people. Yeah, they got beat pretty good by the Cowboys. That the score at the end of the game didn't reflect how that whole game went. But the Panthers defense, they have a good defense. They just added another corner, which is going to help since they lost their rookie for a while. I can't think of his name, but he was real good. He was the best corner. Well, they just added Stephon Gilmore, so that's going to help. That'll help there. And when he gets back, you have Gilmore on one side, him on the other side. And Sam Darnold has played well. I think he's going to be another case of a player that got away from Adam Gase and starts playing well. So I have the Panthers at 13. At number 12 in my power rankings, NFL power rankings, I have the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens played the Indianapolis Colts this Monday night on Monday Night Football. Ravens looked good last week against the Broncos. Lamar Jackson, dynamic player, can run the ball. He can hurt you throwing the ball down the field as well. A lot of the Ravens' problems have been defense, and they have trouble getting a running game. Have been having trouble getting a running game going, but they've had a lot of injuries at running back. Ravens get healthy, and that defense improves like I think they're going to. They're going to be a tough out in the AFC. At number 11 is the Dallas Cowboys. Even though, as much as it pains me to say, Cowboys are looking pretty good. Their defense looks like it's improved. If that defense can keep improving, they have a lot of weapons on offense. Prescott's been playing pretty well coming back off that leg injury. Cowboys could be a tough out, but I figure the Cowboys are going to do Cowboys things, and they're going to start finding ways to lose games like they usually do. Number 10 on my NFL power rankings is the San Francisco 49ers. When Jimmy G's healthy, they win. Jimmy G did hurt his calf last week. Had to come out of the game. Trey Lance came in. He had his moments, but I don't think he's ready. The way it's looking right now is that Trey Lance is probably going to get his first start this weekend. If Jimmy G don't get back soon, then the 49ers will probably be moving back in my power rankings because I don't think Trey Lance is ready. I think you saw that last week when he did play, but we might get a bigger sample size of that this weekend. At number 9, I had the Seattle Seahawks. They got beat last night by the Rams, which isn't a bad loss. The Rams are a good team. Seattle was in that game. Russell Westbrook hurts. They're saying it maybe be a dislocated finger. That finger looked broke, but hurt his hand, one of his fingers on his throwing hand. Didn't play the fourth quarter, and Seahawks weren't able to get the victory last night. But Seahawks are a team that can compete. They got a little bit of a running game going last night, but the Seattle defense has been terrible. The Seattle defense has to get a lot better for Seattle to be able to compete this year. Seattle's defense has allowed 450 or more yards of total offense for 4 straight games. That ties the record in NFL history. 4 games in a row, their defenses gave up 450 more yards of total offense. You're not going to win many games like that. That means Russell Wilson and Seattle's offense has to play almost perfect for them to get a victory, and that's hard to do week in and week out in the NFL. At number 8 on my NFL power rankings, I have the Green Bay Packers. Well, for one, Packers have one of the better quarterbacks in the league with Aaron Rodgers. Packers offense, ever since week 1, the Packers have looked like a totally different team since week 1. If that defense keeps improving, offensive line, they'll be getting Bakatari back sometime here real soon. I think after week 6, so offensive line should get a little better as the season goes on. But I have the Green Bay Packers at number 8. At number 7, I have the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are a well-balanced team. They have a good defense, good running game on offense. Baker's been playing well. They just got OBJ back. They should be getting Landry back here in a couple weeks, hopefully. Hopefully for them. And they have a lot of weapons on offense. Have good running backs with Chubb and Hunt. Like I said, OBJ, Landry. They have a good tight end. I like the Browns. I think they're a complete team, and they're going to be a tough out as the season goes on in the AFC. At number 6, I have the Arizona Cardinals. They've looked good. If their defense can keep improving and playing like they are, they're going to be a tough out because their offense, because Kyler Murray and that offense have been playing good. They have a lot of weapons on the outside with Hopkins and Green, and Edmonds has been playing pretty good at the running back position. Have the Cardinals at 6. All right, now we'll get into my top 5. Top 5 for Week 5. At number 5, I have the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's playing at an MVP level again. The Bills' defense is looking good. The Bills are going to be a tough out. They actually probably could have been maybe a little bit higher in this, but I have them at number 5 right now. At number 4 is the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs. If the Chiefs' defense don't start playing better, the Chiefs are going to probably move behind Buffalo and Arizona. But it was hard for me to do it yet because of Patrick Mahomes and that offense. But it don't matter how good their offense is if the defense doesn't improve. Chiefs' defense has been terrible this year. So if they want to get back in their winning ways, that they have to find a way to improve that defense. At number 3 this week in my power rankings, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their offense has struggled the last couple weeks. They scored right around 20 points the last 2 weeks. Pulled out a tough victory, 19-18 over New England. To me, that's not an impressive win because if you look at it, New England's not a team that's going to be there in the playoffs competing, and I expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be. But with all the weapons on the offense, there's no way you should only score 19 points in a game. They got to get to playing better. Got to cut down on the turnovers. Defense is playing pretty well, but offense has to get playing better. I have the Tampa Bay Bucks at number 3. At number 2 in my Week 5 power rankings, I have the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams beat the Seattle Seahawks last night. Rams are a balanced team. If their defense keeps improving, if their defense can keep improving, especially on the back end, they're going to be a tough out. You have Aaron Donald and Ramsey on that defensive side. Matt Stafford is playing great. He's been playing great for the Rams since coming over. Had another good game last night. Rams are looking good. But the number 1 team in my NFL power rankings this week is another Los Angeles team. Got Los Angeles number 1 and 2. Got the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, they have a good defense, good offense. Justin Herbert's a dude. He can sling the ball. They got a decent running game with Eckler. I just think they got a pretty well-balanced, complete team. And right now, I think they're the team that's playing the best in the league. So I have the Los Angeles Chargers at the top of my Week 5 NFL power rankings. All right. Let's talk a little bit of UFC before I give out my picks of the day. Don't forget, we will be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern with a live watch-along and reaction to UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Rodriguez. Main card starts at 4. We'll be live at 3. Come join us for that. We'll also be live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern with a live watch-along and reaction to the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You have Riggs against Gillard is the main event. And also we'll also be doing a live watch-along and reaction to Wilder versus Fury 3, which is also tomorrow night. Coverage of both those events will start tomorrow evening at 8. So make sure you join us for that. We'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch right here on this same channel with that. Also, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Come join us. We're giving out winners. I've had a winning night the last 3 nights on my picks. That's been our UFC picks. We actually gave those out today. We broke down all the UFC fights and gave predictions. We done that on our Easy Money sports betting show this morning. So go check that out. You can find that on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Last 2 weeks I've been like 10-3 on the UFC fights. And we've hit a parlay the last 2 or 3 UFC events. So make sure you join us for that. We'll have our UFC official picks and parlays and stuff up on our social media pages tomorrow. So make sure you follow us on social media at Gonzo'S Sports Room on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's where we post all the information about our shows. All right, let's talk a little bit about this UFC. In the main event, you have Dern versus Rodriguez. Dern is 11-1. She's 4-1 in her last 5. She won her last fight by submission. She has 7 wins by submission. She has a great grappling. Rodriguez is 14-1. She has a 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. She won her last fight by split decision over Michelle Watterson. She has 6 wins by knockout. She's 3-1-1 in her last 5. She has good striking, not very good grappling. If this fight gets on the ground, I think Dern wins this fight by probably submission. I think Dern eventually is going to wear Rodriguez out and get a submission in this fight. But this should be a pretty good main event tomorrow night, or actually tomorrow evening. Then co-main event is Gooden versus Brown. This should be an exciting fight here. I think these two guys are going to go at it. I favor Brown in this fight. Then you have Tim Elliott's on this card. Phil Hawes is on this card. It's a good card. Come join us tomorrow. We'll be live with the live watch along at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Prelims start at 1. Main card starts at 4. But you do want to make sure you come join us for that tomorrow. Also tomorrow you have Wilder versus Fury 3. This should be I think Fury's going to beat the hell out of Wilder again. That's just my opinion on it. First fight was a draw. Some people felt like Wilder won because he knocked Fury down twice, but Fury controlled that whole fight other than them 2 knockdowns. So it was a weird fight. Ended as a draw. Second fight, Fury basically told Wilder what he was going to do. He said he was going to put the pressure on him, move forward, and just be the bigger guy. And that's what he did. And Fury just dominated that fight. Wilder didn't have no answer for him. After the fight, all Wilder had was excuses. Fired his corner man for throwing in the towel. Then accused Fury of having doctored gloves on, which there's no evidence of that being true. Said that his legs wore out because of the costume he wore out there was too heavy. So all he had was excuses. I think it's going to be this fight tomorrow night is going to be a lot like the second fight. I think Fury is just going to move forward and outbox him. I think Wilder's only chance is catching him with a big right, which is possible. But I think it's going to be like it was last fight. Fury just dominating him. But it should be a fun fight to watch. So come, make sure you join us tomorrow night. Plus, you have the bare knuckle fighting. If you haven't watched the bare knuckle fighting, it's fun to watch. I mean, it's a different style of boxing. A lot of the fights don't go as long because you don't have gloves on. You get quicker knockouts sometimes. It does get a little brutal sometimes. But if you're a fight fan, it's a fun watch. All right, before we get out of here for today, I'm gonna give out the picks I gave out on Easy Money, a sports betting show today. All right, picks I gave out for the MLB playoffs tonight. I like the Brewers money line over the Braves. I like the Astros money line over the White Sox. I like the Tampa Bay Rays money line over the Red Sox, and I like the San Francisco Giants money line over the Dodgers. So in MLB tonight, I like the Astros, Brewers, Rays, and Giants. In college football for tonight, I like Arizona State minus 13.5 against Stanford. Another game you have tonight is Cincinnati against Temple. I think Cincinnati's going to win this game, but the spread's like 31 points or something. I'm not giving it 31 points is too much to give up, and I'm not comfortable enough taking Temple that they're going to be able to keep it close. So the only game I have for tonight in college football is Arizona State minus 13.5. Make sure you check out our social media page later tonight and tomorrow morning. We'll have a college picks out for tomorrow for Saturday games. And we will also have our picks out late Saturday night or early Sunday morning for the NFL games. So be on the lookout for that. That's my picks for the last 2 nights. For the last 2 nights. For the playoff games tonight and the playoff games and the college football games tonight. All right, before we get out of here, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. You don't want to miss it. We're giving out winners. Usually there's a couple other guys in here with me. They'll be back here real soon. Also, you can find GSR, Gonzo'S Sports Room, and Easy Money, a sports betting show in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you can listen to podcasts, you can find us. Like I said earlier, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's where we post all of our picks, all of our information about. Also, I'll post our Easy Money picks on there as well. So make sure you follow us on social media. Also, next Friday, October 15th, we're going to have a big guest in studio at 1 p.m. Eastern. Khan, the director of Hollywood House, is going to be here in studio with us next Friday at 1 p.m. You don't want to miss that. This dude has a successful podcast in your house. He's a successful manager in pro wrestling. So you want to make sure you check out that show. He's an entertaining guy. It's going to be a fun show. Really looking forward to that. Also, don't forget to join us live tomorrow. We will be live with live watch along for the UFC at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And then we'll also be live again at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night for the BKFC and the Wilder versus Fury. Also, we have merch. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. We have t-shirts, hats, hoodies, long sleeve tees. There'll be some new merch coming soon. We just dropped some beanies since it's starting to get colder outside. We have some of our merch hanging up back here. We have the Easy Money shirt, the GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room shirts also hanging up back there. Get your GSR and Easy Money gear now. We do have some GWR shirts on hand. If you'd like to get one of those, get with me or Steve or Eric, and we can get you one of them GWR shirts. They're $20 a piece. But we do have some of them on hand that we have left over from the wrestling show from last weekend. Speaking of that, check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of good content on there. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch and Facebook, we appreciate that as well. Please hit the follow and like buttons. But over the weekend, we were live at Harvest Havoc 3, pro wrestling show that had WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi was there. WWE legend The Boogeyman was there. WWE legend Head Shrinker Samu was there. It was a great show. You can find that on our YouTube page. You can find the full show, or it broke down by matches, so go check that out. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget, we're live tomorrow at 3. Come join us for the live watch-along and reaction UFC Fight Night, Dern and Rodriguez. Or if you can't make that, join us Saturday night for the live watch-along of the Bare Knuckle FC and the Wilder Fury 3 fight. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Remember, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you need a GWR shirt, get a hold of us. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Aye. We had some pride. Put it aside. Cutting the pie. With all the guys, Made mistakes and then I made up my mind. Wow. What other side? I gotta grind, yeah. I gotta grind. I gotta grind. I gotta grind. All of the time, yeah. 24/7, 365. Gotta get mine. Stay on my grind, yeah. Aye. Look, it's business, ain't personal. Yeah. Money straight, so I'm curving them. Whoa. He been tweaking, something irking him. Did them favors, they was not deserving them. Boy, I be thinking a mile a minute. They gotta be kidding. We go to war, I'm the captain, the general, and the lieutenant. Nowhere to run or hide, I don't stop till it's finished. Me, I be minding my business, drop more records than Guinness. Gotta be a Guinness World Record. Don't play chess nor checkers. I only play for keeps. Came out the east, boy, I'm a beast. He gotta keep the peace, that thing on him is keeping the peace. I never sleep, out in the streets, gotta stay out there, reach. With the mob, talk that talk, say peace, yeah. Feel so big, talking Papa, Sean and Meech. Yeah. We had some pride, put it aside.